Hello. If you're new to this channel, my name's Tom. It's a bit bright out, hence the squinting. I'm on my driveway with this thing. This is my EV swapped, body swapped BMW Z3 that has been my daily for about 4 years now, 3.5, 4 years, and it is finally going into the body shop in a few weeks, and I'm hoping I'll be able to film that. But with that, it's not complete. But basically I've got a hankering for a new project. I haven't been filming what's been going on this one because it's boring. Fill, sand, paint, fill, sand, paint, fill, sand, paint, fill, sand, paint. But it's kind of ready for paint now, and I'm going to get the body shop to do the rest. But I really miss tinkering, welding, fabricating, making stuff. And I've had a new project ready to go for about 2 years. I just haven't had the time or the money or the space. I still don't really have any money. I certainly don't have the space, but I've decided to just do it anyway. So this is the driveway where I built this car. It is, according to my measurements, just about big enough for a second car. Yeah, this was all done on the driveway and in the backyard. And unfortunately, I've failed to find a garage over the last few years. I've tried many times, got close many times, but nothing's quite worked out. So we're just going to do the second project here. That means the first task is to create some space, moving that box around and carving some space out of this hedge to create a bit more room for car number 2. To avoid, as my daughter says, her having to do parkour to get in and out of the front. I say daughter, I have to. There we go, one empty storage unit, which did have all the things you need to convert a car to electric in. Well, not all, but you know. Room for draining fluids, which needs emptying out. Shed loaded trolley jacks, including my latest toy, this thing, which will make life much easier. A broken Aldi, Lidl, whatever thing for sitting on. Couple of bits for holding body parts. Big comfy mat for lying on. Yeah, you don't need the weed flamer, I'll do. Jack stands, obviously, very useful. Load balancer for the engine crane, when we're going to be dropping the new motor into the new car. And in theory now, having cleared some space back here, I can now rotate this round and leave a little bit of space. Mike on my proper camera decided to give up the ghost, but as you can see, there's a bit more space now. Z3 is about 170 centimetres wide, so should just about be space to have it here as long as I tuck this one into the hedge, maybe trim that back a little bit. Then people can still get in and out. It's going to be a little bit tight for the doors on the storage unit, but you know, you make these things work. Quick phone vid while my neighbour is mowing the lawn upstairs. Got the battery for the project car on charge, and upstairs I've got my tyre pump on charge as well, so we can go and get it all sorted and ready to go. Right, let's go and have a look at the storage unit and at the other car maybe. Will I show it to you yet, or do I wait till it's back here? I don't really want to show the previous owner because it needs a bit of a clean up. So there's my current car. And here's the new project car, which you've been watching this channel for some time, you may have seen before. But now's the time to actually start on this project. I'll give you a walk around. So it's a bit dirty because it's been in storage for quite a while. But this is my Japanese import, low mileage, entirely rust-free 1.9 litre automatic Z3. This car's probably gone up in value quite a lot since I bought it for about £2,000. But it is in unbelievably good shape, apart from the hood. The hood's aged not very well. It's got a nice set of 17-inch Racing Dynamics wheels on it, although Sorry, previous owner, you know who they are, but they're going to have to go because they don't fit the design for the new one. It's got the nice fog lights. It's got a lot of cover stuck to the window, but that does just peel off quite easily. It's got some slightly tired tyres on it. It's a phenomenal blue. I can't remember the colour code, but I'm going to keep this colour because I really like it. And I think it's going to look particularly good with a tan interior. Japanese spec maybe, square rear light, rear number plates, again, quite like that. I think that looks cool. And yeah, and I've got no idea if it starts yet. I've not started it for a few months. You know, keeping an eye on it, keeping it in good shape. It's fully undersealed, cavity waxed, protected to within an inch of its life because I wanted to keep the condition. So even though I'm going to take most of the body off, I needed those mechanicals to stay nice, and they should be in really good shape, especially given it's only done about 37,000 miles. You're probably wondering at this point, not unreasonably, what is the project? What are you going to do? And you would have got some sense of this from the thumbnail, I suspect. So my first project is EV swapped and body swapped, and the second project is going to be much the same. Short version is I want a summer car and a winter car, a cabriolet for summer and a hard top for winter. Now the first car uses a body from Tribute Automotive, somewhat customised, but as they all are, and I'm going to do the same thing again, this time with a hard top body, but inspired by the same era, the sort of late 50s, 60s. And this one takes inspiration from all sorts of places, but full restomod again. So just like the first car, you know, LED lights, some more modern wheels, various bits and bobs to update it, but with those real classic lines. This is what AI generated when I fed in the Tribute body and some various parameters. And I'm going to kind of reach for this. I love the look of those wheels, and I've got some ideas about how to replicate something a bit like that on a budget, because these things are always on a budget. I love the colour, which I'm going to stick with the colour of the car as it is. And yeah, and the drivetrain, a great big stonking electric drivetrain. That is the plan. Right, moment of truth. Let's see if it starts. I say it's not that long since I started it, so you know, it should be all right. Everything comes on. On the button. On the button. Very, very good engine. It will make a great motor for somebody's project car, just not this one. I'll let it warm up a little bit and get all the fluids circulating. As you can tell maybe if I rev it a little bit. No, you can't tell so much now. There's a nasty exhaust rattle, which doesn't matter to us, because those cats are going to be coming off and going to somebody for a bit of cash towards the project. I think it might actually have a stainless exhaust in places, so that might net a few quid as well. But yeah, it runs fine, as it should do with the low mileage that it has. So hopefully I can get some money for the motor. And yeah, it's not clean in here, and I probably will give it a good clean when it gets home, but it's also nowhere near as bad as I expected. I thought it might have got a little mouldier in here over the last couple of months, but no, it's all right. So plan is that I have a neighbour called, well, I won't say his name yet because I don't know if he wants to be on the video, but I have a neighbour with a car transporter who I met the other day, and he's going to help me move this. He's going to come up here, we're going to load it onto the transporter, take it back to my house and stick it in that nice empty spot on the front drive. Give it a good clean, obviously, and then the project can begin. What I'll do in a minute is I'll take you into my actual storage unit, and you can see some of the other parts that are going to go into this car, and also what an absolute tip my storage unit is. While we're just waiting for it to warm up, it's dirty, but it's not too dirty. nothing a quick clean won't do. Just like on my other car, these will have to come off and get refurbed. I've got pretty good at that now. I've done the rear ones and the front ones in my car. So take it off, wire wheel, a couple of coats of satin black or matte black, and then some matte lacquer, and they all look lovely. Works pretty well. As I say, it's an auto box, which is good because that's what we need for this project. It has aircon, which this is going to be a winter car, so how much I'm going to need aircon, I don't know, but it's nice that it's there and I shall be keeping that. Kenwood stereo, which I shall be replacing because I'm very, very happy with the, what are they called? Blaupunkt, Blaupunkt unit I've just put in my other one. So that can go at some point. Might keep the wood trim for now. It's in reasonable shape. It needs sort of reseating and perhaps relaminating, but it seems sort of fitting, and it might go quite nicely with the interior that I've got planned in here. I do like the weird weave, or sort of waffle weave of these seats and trim. As you can tell, it's coming away. That needs repairing, although again, might sell this interior or some bits of it certainly. I think it's quite unusual, and it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got, because it's a Japanese car, the speedo is in kilometers. I bloody love the white dials. I'd really like to keep the white dials, but I would like to convert it to miles per hour. At the moment it's got a little digital GPS gauge which projects the speed in green numbers up there. I do have spare gauges, which I could swap in perhaps. I don't know how that would work. I need to do some Googling on that front, but yeah, I do really like the white dials. I think that looks cool. Yeah, not much else to show you. You can see the temperature's coming up. Yeah, I'll let it roll along for a little bit more, but as you can tell, it's in pretty good shape. All right, this is my storage unit. Let's see if I can open this up with one hand. Like I say, it's a mess. If anybody wants a Prius electric motor, I've been trying to give this away for some time now without much joy, but that's up for grabs. That's a Z3 power steering unit. Then my engine crane, that's my gazebo, which might be going up in the backyard while I work on things. That's a spare 5-speed ZF gearbox, I think, for my other car, which came out of a car I had to scrap. Again, you'll be familiar with this if you're familiar with the channel. And here, under there, is the drive unit for the new car. So this is the, there's an airbag. This is the motor, or rather it's the gearbox out of a Lexus IS300H. It is chonky, powerful. It sits in much further into the transmission tunnel of my current motor, which is awesome, obviously. And yeah, that will have to come out as well with the engine crane because it weighs an absolute ton. I'm hoping a friend of mine, hello Owen, will come and help me with that. That's the original motor out of my first project, which will be going to scrap probably, unless anybody wants that. Perfectly functional, not that powerful, but entirely capable motor. There is a inverter from an Outlander, the rear inverter from an Outlander, which I plan to swap out for my inverter at some point, and maybe also extract some more power from my car. Although, if this thing works, I'm just going to buy another one of those. And then you have the rest of my enormous Z3 collection. This is my welding table, which might get sacrificed for parts to do the conversion. It's got a dirty great slab of steel on the top, which could be useful. Lots and lots of interior parts from Z3's doors, a complete beige interior, which might be used in the new project car. It might be stained a different colour, and go in, because I do want a tan interior. My old whiteboard for ideas, gazebo, tool chest, that might be coming home with me. Crash bar, high voltage parts, more interior stuff, plumbing and cooling. This will all get progressively emptied over the course of the next year. That is the plan. Whatever I don't use, I will sell, and I will be out of here in 12 months' time with 2 project cars. There's some optimism if ever you heard it. So plan now is to grab some bits and take them home to sell, like this rear light. I do not need a spare Z3 rear light. And there's probably some other interior bits and bobs that I can sell off as well, to get the process of emptying this thing started. So one big problem this car has is that the roof leaks. I might be tempted to do a temporary job on that. Release the tension, run some stitching round and some bond, and glue that back together, just get it through a winter. Not a problem in the long term, because this is going to be a hard top, as you'll have seen from the renders by now, I suspect. But yeah, short term, bit of a pain, so I might do a temporary job on that. I do have a roof guy who did the hood on that one and did a beautiful job on it, but I don't really want to spend £1,000 on a new hood when it's going to be removed completely. And also this hood isn't actually in that great shape, as you can tell. Some problems there. It looks like it's been repaired with, it looks like it's been bonded actually there to where the stitching's gone. It's fraying here. There's some issues on the other side as well. I mean, as you'd expect for a hood that's probably, yeah, looks losing all the stitching here, frayed here. I mean, this hood is 26 years old and has been on 3 different continents. Fair enough. It's had a good life. Right, that's it until moving day. I shall get in touch with my neighbour, work out a date this week that we can both do, assuming I can do a date this week. Every time I start a project, work goes nuts, but we're going to get there this time. Promise.